coming at you from the shop today to talk to you about Hydroboost. We've been building this for a few years, but I wanted to make a video and show everybody different features and benefits and everything of all of our different options and everything else. We do have some new stuff out, so I want to talk to you about all of it. First thing, we're going to break in here and talk about the pedal. So on the top of the pedal that we've got, it's all made out of broke out steel here. We've got adjustability from where your pedal can sit there, or it could be tightened up and it start out right there. So really good adjustability on where the pedal goes. The pedal actually bolts through a firewall. It's got a sandwich plate on this side and then a sandwich plate on that side. We actually have these mounts here that you can weld on top of this to weld it directly to a tube. This being just straight steel, you can weld any other kind of brackets or anything else to help you get mounted to this thing. This is the Hydroboost unit here. We tear it apart. We machine stuff inside of it to where it works with high flow pumps. This can go either way. It means it can be turned this way or 180 degrees to make your ports come out on either side, whatever way actually works best for you and what you're doing. So really excited about new pedal and the frame. So this master cylinder right here, that's the one we've been using for years. It's a Chevrolet master cylinder, 1.125" bore. Fits right on the Hydroboost and it works great. So we've been using that. Everybody's been happy with it and it's pretty awesome. But you know, phone's been ringing, been getting a few calls about what about a little bit better looking scenario. So we reached out. Will Wood has a better looking deal. Just overall, it's just a nicer piece, you know. Another thing I really like about this is you can plumb off either side of this master cylinder. It's really cool. You can't do that with that factory GM one. It's a little bit narrower this way. So it'll work into a little bit of a tight spot, but I do like the top bolts on, way less leaks out of this one, but overall same performance as the Chevrolet and this one. And honestly, that moves us into the third master cylinder we offer. And this guy right here also has an 1.125" bore. So all three of them are the same pretty much performance, but this guy, if you'll look, he's a lot shorter than this guy or this guy. But he's about the same width as the GM one. So he's a little bit wider than the other Will Wood. But if you go to our website, we've got everything mapped out with a CAD drawing of all three master cylinders mounted to the unit and dimensions of everything. So that's going to give you the overalls, the overall length, the pedal mount, the firewall to the end of the deal, the width of this, everything that you should be able to try to measure your project at home and make sure you buy and get the right one. The Chevrolet master cylinder only comes in raw steel. This Will Wood master cylinder we've got, it's got the raw aluminum look, but the Shorty has the black aluminum. So if you can fit either one and you want the black look, you just pick the black option here. Then we have the new brake light switch. So what we found is with the brake lights switches that go in line, actually you can run a little bit too much pressure and you can actually bust that little thing apart. So we've put this manual switch. It just tags right in. It goes right here on top. It's got a slotted hole. So it goes in and hits the pedal and it's just a simple mechanical on and off switch that you can run your wires through to get brake lights out of the thing. And then this way you don't have, it's not tied into your lines or anything else to create any kind of failure point. So that's just a little quick switch. What we're going to do is when you get to the website, you will have to pick which master cylinder you want to start out with, and the picture will pop up and it'll show which one you picked. And all the pictures that correspond to that on the website actually dictate which master cylinder you chose. A lot of people ask, why do I need Hydroboost? Well, Hydroboost just works. I'll be honest with you, like we have guys that fight manual brakes for a long time, and they're like, man, I just want something better. Well, whenever you take this and you tie it into that steering pump, it works very effortless. The pedal input is very small compared to the clamping pressure you get out of it. The 1.125" bore, it works on a multitude of different calipers. We run this on our small 4-piston setups, from the Willwood caliper on our lightweight brake kits all the way up to like a GM 1-ton and a 3/4 ton piston, conversion kit for the rear. So you got a big GM 1-ton caliper in the front and a 3/4 ton in the rear, and it still does that fine. When you're plumbing this thing, we always make it to where the front port on the master cylinder goes to the front brakes. The rear port on the master cylinder goes to the rear brakes. And we use -3 line. That's -3 A and N, or 3/16 line. We've got brake plumbing kits that will tie up with this thing, and they will have all the hose ends and everything else. You'll just have to have some hard line to tie the whole kit together, but it's all based off 3/16. We feel like that's a lot better system to give you good high pressure, which is what we're looking for in the off-road world of getting good brakes. Now, with the Willwood master cylinders and such, like I said, this plumbing off the other side, man, it makes plumbing really clean. So they come with plugs for either side, and then you just tie right out of that with your plumbing. But I do the same thing with it. Front port goes to the front, rear port goes to the rear. We don't run a proportioning valve. We've never really seen a real reason to do it, but I have had guys call in and say, hey, I had a proportioning valve with a certain scenario where they've got a small caliper on the back and a big caliper on the front, and it's actually helped them out. So that's just kind of there is something to play with there if you do want to run a proportioning valve. But for overall, we don't have to run them on anything we're building here. We go inside and take and machine the Hydroboost unit, open up some flow valleys, and do some other things to it. We've got a custom spring and stuff that goes in there that really opens this thing up to running with a high flow pump. Now, it won't run with like a trophy truck pump, anything on your really big high pressure, high volume steering systems that are on some of the off-road race cars and whatnot. We always suggest running like a small TC pump that runs this individually to run that system if you want to do that, if you're running that super big high volume pump. But anything up to like a CBR pump, the TC pump, the P pump, any of that will run right through this thing, and you won't be able to feel or tell any kind of difference. A lot of people ask a question, my engine shut off, will I have brakes at all? Yes, you will have brakes. It will be like manual brakes. It will not be the same brake system that you are accustomed to. But the engine is shut off, the pulley has stopped, but you will have brakes. The main rod that runs through this system goes all the way through to press on this master cylinder. So you will have brakes whenever you're pressing in on that. You'll have to press them hard and firm, but you will have brakes. So that's always a question of, will I have anything if the motor stops or whatever else? Also, this reservoir holds about 1 to 2 pumps of built up energy that will stop the vehicle really well after the engine cuts off for the first time, maybe the second time. So always remember that, and kind of be expecting if the engine shuts off, be looking for that brake pedal. Don't pump it, just hit it one time and hold it. So till you get the engine back started. But anyways, the kit comes with all the plumbing fittings that you will need to plumb the 3/16 line into the Hydroboost into your master cylinder. It's going to come with all the -8 lines that you need in and out of the Hydroboost unit itself, and it also comes with a -6 line that goes to your return line back to your reservoir. You will need to run a external return line back to the power steering pump reservoir out of the Hydroboost. So as an overall, that's the new stuff. These are the new options that we've got with this stuff. Man, like I said, if you buy this thing, it generally goes right on and works, and you got good brakes. So if you're struggling with brakes on your rig, give this thing a shot. Here we go.
Stand there by the pool, waiting. He's trying to whistle.